Hi guys, Dorota International, nail artist and educator, and I'm with Eva, my client. We did those cat eye, wintry, frozen nails, and now is the time to fill them in. So first of all, I have sanitized my client's hands, and then we are gonna push back. I will show you on the one hand, we've got a wee chip on the index finger. It does happen sometimes even to my best clients. And that will indicate to me I have to be more careful filing the free edge, and I will show you that as well. So I'm just pushing back the cuticles, and then we are gonna remove the old design, remove any loose places if there are any, and then start a new. We decided for a marble today. So marbles is usually quite effective design, and I will show you how to make it a nice and easy way. I'm using a safety bead, and I love it because it doesn't cause vibration on my clients. It doesn't, and any extra vibration can cause some product movement and lifting as well. Plus, it is very uncomfy feeling for the clients, and you can see it. It is a very fine bead, but it's very effective, and there is quite a lot of tutorials where I'm showing you even if I link crystals with it. But the main thing about this bead, guys, is it lasts you ages. It is pretty pricey, I must admit, and when I was getting my hands on it, it was a big struggle for me to decide because of the price, definitely. But then, so I also have tried exactly the same looking cheaper beads, and believe guys or not, like, there isn't such a good bead. Even if it looks the same, they are not lasting this long. And once someone tried this bead, the customers keep coming back because they can really see the difference in the lasting time and effectiveness of that bead. And I also love it as well because of its safety function. So, you know, I'm not scared. I'm gonna touch a client's cuticles because it's really, the safety bead, like the top of it, top part is really protecting it. So very effective way to rebalance clients' nails. And this is crucial, like, you know, you don't want to lose your time on unnecessarily things, like, you know, you want the effective way of doing the nail enhancements. And I'm using my K38 e-file. This e-file is really, really old, like probably same like my fan. You know, I keep the things till they almost fell apart. So my e-file is easy over 10 years old, like even 13, I would say. You know, times fly. And I do only service it once sometimes, like the hand piece, and it's lasting me extremely long time. So my next step is to do a cuticle work, and I am quite impressed how these cuticles look today, because normally I would say I've got a little bit more work on them. So they have been looking really good. Now for removal, I usually use a speed around 30, 25, I would say is the slowest. For the cuticle work, I go half of that speed. So usually I am about 15 for this client because she's got pretty decent cuticles. I am not scared. I can do a little bit more work on them. My speed is 20 at the moment. I have put it back into the reverse, and I'm using the frustrum bead. I love it because it's cleaning entirely the nail plate from any cuticle. But it also exfoliates the cuticle so gently as well. So very effective bead at this stage when I want to prep the natural nail plate. And it is pretty crucial, especially on those clients which nail plate is very weak, but also has lots of cuticle attached to the nail plate. Okay, so quite often this cuticle is almost invisible on the nail plate, but there is quite a lot of it on it, and that will usually result in the lifting from the cuticle area. So always make sure, guys, you do clean it really properly. Then my next step for this client, because I also like to take a different approach on different clients, so depending on their nails, on the cuticle, I will do so slightly different work on them. So this one, on this client, I can trim the cuticle before the nail enhancement, and I can take a pretty decent chunk of it. Okay, so pretty decent chunks coming from it. But then I also get the clients where I cannot touch them, like at all. And you need to take those different approach. So one style, one step by step doesn't fit all the clients. And I think that's why the nail enhancements are pretty difficult as well. Because as many clients, as many different nail folds, as many different cuticles, and the nail plates as well. You know, we kind of working on a human body. So we need to kind of adjust it depending on what we start working with. Okay, my next step would be just to remove any other bits and pieces of the design. I've got some stuff left in here, and also file from underneath. Like when we work with the natural nails, it's really crucial that we kind of blend the product underneath, you know, so the things like on the other hand the wee chip doesn't happen, because it could be just like a wee nick in a natural nail, and then the gel can easier jump out of the nail plate. So I'm also with this client, I need to check the angles of her hand, like, because sometimes it is kind of staying in this position, which means it's not relaxed, and it's also more difficult to shape. So in that case, you want to also go and check like a client view and keep the hand into a quite nice and relaxed position, so the hands, so the fingers almost fall down. This way you can see it better how to shape those nails. And sometimes the rules wouldn't apply to certain clients as well, so keep that into the consideration. Same when you're doing the nails, that you don't you cannot sometimes follow a certain rules, like because the things work different on a real human. Okay, so I just shorten them so slightly and still try to keep an almond shape. Filing from underneath, I could see that there was maybe a loose product. Yes, it is a loose product at this free edge. You want to make sure it's all gone. As you can see it, when I'm filing, those places are opening up, and I definitely need to take them off, because if you would leave it, it would eventually chip away. And I'm using for this part 100 grit, because I'm working on the product, so I can work fast, and more effective is to do with the 100 grit. I am almost at this spot, and you can see it, it will jump out in a second. Almost there. Okay, we have created a first wee hole in here where the loose product is. Now I've got another one, so I am so close to the natural nail that I'm swapping to the 180 grit, and that big chunk has came off, another big chunk has came off. You can actually see it. I'm gonna show you. There we are, like, you know, it's coming in pieces. And this is the best way to get rid of the lifting. Like you're trying to cut it out and let it fall off. So this way you don't move it. And that's mean I can keep all this product which is intact, and then I've got the free edge prep for a fresh product. Again, I have approached those nails so slightly different than normally, because normally I would prep them straight away for the product application, but today, because I got a chip on the one nail, I wanted to really concentrate on those free edge, and that's what I'm starting with. Okay, so just sorting out those free edge, because I want to really be precise in there. And now we can start preparing a nail plate for the product application. So we need to scratch a natural nail plate, and as you can see it, I am 180 grit now. The one with the label is 180, nice and gentle. Quite often I like to use the corner of the file, making sure I get everywhere. Here we are, another one, so just the same, coming in from the sides, do all the sides, work around the cuticle area. And move on into another one. Working like kind of step by step and doing the same thing on the on every nail is giving you consistency, which means you are more likely to produce the same results on every nail. If you would kind of do different things on different nails, sometimes you can get lost a little bit, and then every nail will look a little bit different. So the consistency is definitely a key when it comes to a nice nail enhancements. Perfect. So this way my hand is prepped for the product application. I can just remove the dust, do exactly the same on the other hand, and then we can apply the product. Okay, brilliant. So they all prepped, both hands. I just removed the dust again because, as you can see, there is lots of particles always flying. Another thing what you probably guys noticed is like I do have my fan still on, and the reason for it is actually speed up the drying time of the nail dehydrator and the universal air bond as well. So what I'm doing now is I'm using the blue scrub to clean the entire nail plate, and again, because those dust particles has been flying in there, I do remove them with the nail brush, and then we are gonna use an extra nail prep. Just because when I was brushing, I could also bring in some oils from the skin into a nail plate. So this is an extra dehydrator. I just find that these steps are working best for a long-lasting nail enhancements on my clients. And when we're working with the natural nails, I mean, obviously we have done so many times rebounds that they are eventually just a natural nails. I do make sure I do touch the free edge with it as well. Now, this is universal air bond, and universal air bond is like a base gel. So it works like a double-sided tape, which attach to the natural nail, and it attached to the gel which we are gonna apply. It dries in the air, so it doesn't have to be cured, which is saving lots of time. And because it's universal, you can use it with our gel systems, with the fibers in the bottles, bouilliers in the bottles, like with the hard gel system, with acrylic system as well. So you've got one product, like one bonder for all sort of gels. Now this one is a milky pink, and you have seen me guys using, oh gosh, look at the consistency of it. You have seen me using it so many times. This is my first client in the morning. It's a Monday morning and the temperatures are really freezing. Look how thick it is, and a consistency like really rare for me to work with this kind of gel. I don't like it personally. What you could do it is you could kind of the best way is just let the gel kind of catch the room temperatures, but what else you could do it is like put some room temperatures hot water example, or like a room temperatures heater. So don't put it like on a heater which is like set for, I don't know, 30 degrees or something, because that could disturb the product, but you can kind of do it nice and slowly. So I'm gonna use the heat from my client's hand to distribute the gel. And as you can see, the longer I play with it, the more watery it becomes. But picking it up from the pot as a first client in the morning in the winter months can be sometimes quite tricky. Now, the idea about the rebalance is depending on the amount of the product you've got left, we apply different amount of the product, but I always like to work on my slip layer. So the slip layer acts as an extra moving layer, so it allows me to distribute the gel more even, and I'm always removing it from my brush and then going one side, other side, one side, other side. Try to don't lose the contact with the gel, because each time when you lift your hand off from the gel, you bring in air bubbles. And then at the free edge, I had enough product on this nail, so I'm kind of brushing it away. Okay, so this first nail is filled, you can see it at there. I'm doing the same. I didn't cure it. We are recording like almost live, so I didn't cure them yet, because there is still quite a lot of product left. If I would remove the product completely, or if I would start from the scratch, I would first of all cure the slip layer and then start building my apex. But in that case, because I'm missing only very little amount of the product, I can do it straight away like this, because you don't want to work with too thick layers at once. First of all, it is not gonna cure properly. Like you want to make them nice and thin for each layer. Now, because my clients' hands are actually quite nice and warm, I don't want the gel to run. I'm gonna just freeze them, so cook. And then we are gonna do exactly the same on this hand as well. So first of all, I'm just removing the product from my brush and I'm pressing it very hard into the nail. Also, I'm missing the entire corner on that nail, so I will need to keep adding it on. Then I'm doing the same on those ones. I'm just gonna, that's it, perfect. Relax my client hand a little bit. And then brush this in really well. Because if you would apply the gel just like this, so gentle, first of all, look how long it is gonna take me. It's not even. I'm bringing in so much air bubbles, like I cannot reach all the places. So actually removing the excess and just going very hard into the nail plate, like my brush is even splitting, cupping those free edge, is much better option because the product adheres really well into the nail plate. Okay, I kind of like to show you sometimes the things to the extreme. So remove this excess, so you've got little on your brush when you're going around the cuticle area. And then just brush this into the nail plate. Now, on the other hand, I did two nails. And the reason for me doing those two nails is I wanted the right hand to be ready before the left hand. On this hand, I'm just gonna go and do this corner. So I have picked up a small scoop, actually 2 big scoop of the product, and I'm just touching up this corner, and I'm trying to work with the strings. Can you see it, the string? Like I'm trying to work in the air with the strings to fill up this missing place. Sometimes I have to do it quite a few times, so I never build the apex on this nail. I kind of concentrate only on this missing place. Change. Now, we have done the slip layer on these nails before. Doesn't matter how many layers I will apply, I'm always doing the slip layer because it helps my gel to move, self-level, and speed up my product application. Okay, small scoop for the apex area. Again, I need to relax my client hand a little bit. And the reason for it is like, look what I'm doing. I will try to don't move my right hand. This is actually a good tip for you guys as well. I think you need to save this video because it's just packed with so much info. But I'm gonna stop my right hand and I'm gonna move the things. So my right hand doesn't move. What I'm doing is I'm moving my client. This client is not that flexible, but basically what you could do it is you could, yeah, the client is not flexible at all. You could actually kind of do it with your left hand. So when I'm applying the product, I try to work with both of the hands, and that gives you the fastest results. Okay, so that was a slow motion, nice and slow, so everyone could catch it. And now let's do it a faster way. So exactly the same. I'm releasing the product from my brush, so get it out from the brush so it doesn't disturb me. And now working with both hands, one side, other side. So my brush is kind of grabbing the product. Look at the side view. My brush is grabbing this product so gently. You can see it is moving. and moving it down the way, and then with my left hand I'm helping myself to speed up the process. And then remove the excess of the product from the free edge, cap those free edge. We did cap it with the first brushing motion as well, so we have done another 2 change. Now I can again do a nice and thin layer. I actually want you to look at how ugly this nail is and how this is gonna look at the end as well. Okay, we kind of keep adding more into that corner, and straight away I'm gonna build up this nail. That's the black thing was a dust particle which just flew on my client's nail. So ideally you want to actually wait for all the dust particles, clean your desk before you start doing those steps. Change. And then on the right hand, I've got just last nail to do. On the left hand, I still have 4 nails to do. Okay, so that will give me a time to fully cure to my right hand. I'm working with the 1 lamp on my nail desk, and I find that this system, if you're working with the 1 lamp, this system saves you lots of time. Change. Okay, so my right hand is curing, and I've got time to finish this hand. And when I finish this hand, the other hand is gonna be ready. So this nail starts looks already better. Now we can just do the apex on this one, but also I'm gonna do apex on the rest of them. So I'm just applying my slip layer on all 4 nails, which I'm gonna do it now. Thumb looks actually pretty nice. We're just missing the apex. Okay, so we're missing apex here, apex there. Again, more on this side. Remove the excess from that side. Okay, the rest we will manage with the file. Then build this nail, so again fill up the gap and start bringing the product down. Do not press too hard on this one because I have removed quite a lot from the free edge, so I want to leave this product there. Here the situation looks different. We're just missing a little bit on the growth area, so press very hard to remove the excess from the free edge. Okay, because I don't want any more product in here. And it's the same situation on my thumb. So on the thumb, I just need to fill up the growth area, nice and small amount. And then press it very hard just to remove any excess from the free edge. Okay, so this hand is finished as well. We need to cook it at 60 seconds and then we can move to filing. Perfect, so my right hand is ready for a cookie, it's all cooked and ready for a filing. Take a UV cleanser, remove the inhibition layer, nice and good clean. There we are. I like to also put some baby wipe in here as well, so like I've got less mess later on to clean it. And then we can shape them. So we want to shape them again, every nail the same. So nice and straight, sides needs to be parallel to each other. Touch those free edge, and you can see it starts looking quite nice and decent. Then we're going around the cuticle to blend all that product. And to be honest, you don't have to sometimes file it anymore. So that will do, the rest will be done by the buffer. And again, if the gel self-level, it's a really huge time saver. I don't like when the gel is like too runny for sculpting, for encapsulation, amazing, but like I like it when it's nice medium viscosity and it does self-levels, because that's change a lot. Shape those free edge. And again. Blend around the cuticle area. Here I've got a little bit too much in this area, so I have touched it a little bit more with the file. I'm gonna check a client view again. Sorry guys, you cannot see it in the camera. I don't want to bend my client hand too strong, as long as I can see it. She's smiling. There we are. No, it's okay. Yeah? I need to give her a little massage. When my client came in this morning, I asked her like, what are we gonna do today? And the answer was, oh, we are gonna do nails. And I asked like, what kind of nails? Oh, pretty nails. So this is what my clients usually tells me like when they come in. I've got just a few clients which comes in like with the inspiration picture, which are very specific and they know what they want. But most of my clients is just telling me like, I fancy something light, I fancy something dark. Let's do something Valentine's, or like I don't like Valentine's, or I want them Christmassy but not over the top. So like each client is just kind of gives me a brief guide on what they would like to receive on their nails, and then we kind of came up with the idea as we go. So because we have did quite a heavy set last time, I also like to swap, you know, from the if the clients liking nail art, we swapping from maybe darker colors to lighter, or heavier nail art to lighter nail art. And today is a time for like a more delicate set because the last set was pretty heavy. Now with this nail I need to really watch what I'm filing, so I don't want to overfile this side, because that was the side where we was missing the product. So nice and slow movement. You really want to think where you file, and don't file just whatever. And then move on into the next one. So as you can see it, if we do prep the nails properly and we do apply the gel even enough, the filing really doesn't take that long, and that's why I still hand file. Like I wouldn't go with the e-file because I feel I would lose the time. Like I'm just really defining the shape, and even if I would work with the e-file, I would still need to hand file the free edge, because that's what we always do. We hand file the free edge, and we really hand file those areas quite often as well, like making sure they are parallel to each other. So I wouldn't, what the e-file would be useful for is maybe just my next step, buffing. So instead of using the gray buffer, I could use the sanding band, or like an e-file buffer to buff them smooth. But again, the buffer is so effective, and I can also exfoliate the nail folds with it quite often as well. That's I just quite like to do it that way. And overall, it doesn't take us that long. Like, I mean, even Olivia's takes like quite a nice fast approach with the hand file too. Or the other girls, it's just the way that we've got it set rules-ish, and we not waste the time on unnecessarily things. Plus the desk organization. If your desk is a mess all over and constantly the things are changed, like in different places, or if you share your nail desk with someone else, I do believe that's, gosh, hope we wasn't out of the camera view. I know it can be sometimes quite difficult, but if you've got your own desk, you can really have your stuff in exactly the same place, so you get the routine of it. Okay, so that's them all filed. My next step is to take those gray buffer, watch it because it's really sharp to start with. 100 grit, 180 grit, and then first step, you don't lose the time. Gosh, I'm losing so much time talking. We just file all over. So normally, like, imagine when I'm not showing the things and we are just twice faster because I don't have to concentrate and slow down to show you the things. But yeah, with the buffer, first of all, only in the middle. Only in the middle. This way you can work more efficient because you don't have to worry about anything. Remove the dust so you can see what you are doing. And now we are gonna concentrate around the cuticle area. Okay, so I like to blend all those things. You could see it here, I had some white stuff, so make sure it is all gone. Again, I'm gonna do it slowly first. Look how the nail fold is changing because I'm also touching those nail fold. What a difference if you're doing it with the hand buffer or the ball or any other bead. It still exfoliate. Now around the cuticle on the top, okay, nice and slow. Again, I'm exfoliating also the nail fold. Touch the free edge, they are natural nails. So what this movement is doing as well is also almost cleaning the underneath of the nails, and the buffer is making still keeps the surface nice and smooth. And when necessarily, and I'm really fussy, you can go like in those kind of movements. They kind of make your nail nice and even. Okay, first one is done, and we're just gonna repeat it. I will show you on the one hand, I don't want to keep you bored as well, you know, watching the same steps. Look what I'm doing, still pushing back the cuticles because they need to be exfoliated with the wee ball at the end. And again, blend everything around the cuticle area. Touch up the free edge. Sometimes I go back with the normal file, like in this case I might need to, just to perfect it. And things sometimes can be unseen until we start buffing. You know, when we buff, the entire nail looks much cleaner. Look how messy it is, yeah? And then when we go with the buffer, things start looking cleaner, much better. And this way we can also see it more. And obviously in this area I need to be more careful. The buffer is very sharp. So look, I'm protecting a client nail folds. There we are, another nail done. Here I can see I've got a tiny wee drop of the gel too much, so I'm going back to the file and just file that, because with the buffer it would just take me too long. That's it, gone. Now I can go and buff it. Again, these are the two most difficult fingers on this client, so I want to make sure I'm checking them from all the possible angles. And then on the thumb. Brush it all nicely away. Touch those free edge. Buff it all. Okay, and I'm gonna just do it exactly the same on the other hand, guys, and then come back to you with the next step. Okay, exfoliation time. So we are just gonna use a wee bowl. And on this client, I'm gonna go speed 15 to start with, and then I will see how we get on. I can see it straight away going up to 20. As I say, usually with this client I can go a little bit faster, and now I'm just exfoliating the nail folds, so we're finishing the cuticle work. And I like to do it that way because we have finished all the messy parts, all the dehydration process, inhibition layer from the gels, and now I can safely concentrate on the nail folds. That definitely eliminates a risk of overexposure to the products if we do it in that order. Okay, put it back into the reverse. Exfoliate the other side. Bye. I have found a tiny bit of gel in that corner, so I just removed it. Okay, I'm still not happy about the middle fingers, so we are just gonna touch them up, plus inspect all the nails. Some disturbs. Nice and slow now. Oh, that's what I didn't like, this side. Suspicious corners, so sometimes I would just go back if it's needed. Sorry guys, I've got probably a little bit too straight camera view from the top, so I'm kind of hiding it. Let me just wanted to move it. Okay, happy with that. Let's move on into the fun part. So we are gonna clean the nail plate, and then we are gonna do nice and simple, not over the top marble. So I'm making sure all the dust particles are gone. Things look good. And I have prepped myself 3 colors. So the colors which we are gonna use it as pink, white and red. And I like, you know guys, I like to use the forms, back of the form as my mixing palette. And this is the colors which we are gonna go for. I'm just covered in all the dust from filing. White 173. And what you can do it is you can just go like and apply it at, either in the lines and then mix it. I usually kind of go pretty random because we mix it anyway. This is a red. I don't want too much of this red. So just couple scoops. And then we are gonna go for a pink. And the color I choose is Paradise 259. And I'm trying to place that pink mainly where is my white. There we are. And then we are gonna go for an ombre brush. So I've got my ombre brush. Make it nice and fluffy. And then you can either mix it a little bit or you don't have to mix it much because they are gonna mix anyway on the nails. Let me grab more white. There we are. Okay, so pick up a small scoop, like as thin as possible, because we also don't want to have too much. And now randomly, I'm just applying them on the nails. Okay, happy with this one. Go to another nail. Too much pink. That's a beautiful blend in here on this side. So here I have bring it in more red. Oh, that's cute actually. Try to make it like as thin as possible, guys. On this one we are gonna go at the angle. I actually love this connection with the red. I think it looks so pretty. And the more your brush splits, I think the nicer veins you will get. Now you can see it, I've got some empty corners, and what I'm always doing is, especially when I'm playing with the marbles, I just grab the D-liner brush and then I'm just picking up the mixture of like all different colors and I can just touch it up. So don't try to go with the large brush too close, because you can take a thin brush and you can just do those little touches to perfect it, you know? Just so we've got it at the free edge. See, this is all uneven. Then you just touch it with the small brush. All those weak corners. Same in here. You can sometimes even pull the product which you just got in there. And then this hand is ready. We can cook it. Again, I'm missing white. So we've got some white again. Yes. Nice and thin. too much pink I've got, not enough red. So I'm just gonna
For hair, please use skin hair AI land only.
remove that pink. There we are. And bring in a touch more of white and red. That is so much nicer. And I'm pressing pretty decent, I would say, because I don't want to have too thick amount of the product. Again, grab the D-liner brush, and now we are just touching up the things. As you can see, marbles are very effective and not that time consuming. Perfect change. Quite often I would, oh, I'm not happy with this one. Okay, I show you how to fix it. I've got a tiny bit of bleed of the product into the cuticle area. So I'm just taking a very, like a spike bead. And we are gonna just e-file it in there. There we are, gone. Okay, so all those little things really matter. And that looks already much neater, much nicer. Now I had a dilemma in my head, because normally I would put a tiny bit of glitter or gold leaf or something with it, and one side of me screams, put gold leaf into it, and the other side of me, no, Dorota, leave them alone, they are nice. So what I'm gonna do it is, on the one nail, I'm gonna just put a touch of the gold leaf to see if I'm gonna like it or not. Okay, so as I say, normally I always put something against the marble, but gosh. But I've got dilemma with this set, and I'm gonna ask my client. Robimy ze złotkiem czy bez złotka? Może być ze złotkiem? Ale tak bardziej ze złotkiem czy mniej? Okay. I need to decide on my own. I need to decide on my own. I like it. Ze złotkiem. Nie? Tak delikatnie. Okay, we are going for a gold leaf. But just a so slight touches of it. So slight touches, which mean I want to get like as small pieces as possible of those gold leaf. My dotting tool. Oh my gosh, this is so nice and large, and I was doing some hearts and I had no dotting tool this size. I need to take it home. So honestly, guys, like this is almost like nothing. I'm just trying to pick up the tiniest flakes ever. I felt it as well. Yes, Patrick just came in and all my gold flakes ran away from me. You're destroying our design. So normally I would put a larger flakes, but I do really take attention to do it like as small as possible. I take the other hand. So nice and tiny. Okay, now I'm just gonna take some, either a sponge or eyeshadow applicator. I've got actually some sponge. And I find it actually, massaging the gold leaf can make it almost, can you see it, how shiny it becomes? Here, this one is perfect actually. And obviously what I'm doing is I'm flattening it down as well. I take this one. Wow, look at this one. Wow, it's changed, like it looks completely different. So here is like all raggy and like almost wrinkled. Look what is happening. It becomes like almost polished. I don't know why I didn't discover that earlier, honestly, guys. It's such a game changer, like the way the gold leaf looks. So that's another hack for you. Now it's a time for the last delicate design. And to be honest, they are just beautiful the way they are. But since it's a Valentine's Day coming in very soon, we are gonna do microscopic hearts here and there. So not too much, not over the top, because it's pretty elegant, nice set. So I want one heart in here. And I choose white because it's the most delicate one. Okay, just to conceal the free edge a little bit more. Perfect. Same touches on the other hand. I actually really love this set. It's quite delicate. very versatile like.
Hi, can I get a line up, please? Like for 15 minutes. And I'll take one of these keys as well.
So that'll be 18 pounds.
There we are, and the last one on the farm. Obviously, once we put the top coat, things will look even prettier. Sorry guys, keep poking the camera. Change. Okay, top coat time. So close the products, close the gold flakes. And now we are going to apply the top coat. Change. I like to clean in between, and usually, especially for the marbles, I like to apply pretty decent amount of the top coat because the marble can give a little bit of thickness. So I'm concealing that with the top coat. Change. I must admit, actually, they are pretty flat. Like, even without of top coat, the jump isn't too big because we have managed to apply it at really nice and thin, the marble. So what I'm doing is with the top coat, I need to show you that, guys, as well. Change. I need to show you that, guys. So first of all, I'm applying thin amount of the top coat. You know, especially around the cuticle area, I want it thin. I'm capping the free edge. I'm cleaning up any mess which might be on it. And then I'm picking up a scoop of the top coat. Gentle touch in the middle. So this way I kind of leave a little bit more top coat and the light reflection is usually much nicer. Plus I'm getting rid of any jumps. Like, I don't like when we're doing a nail art and there is we've got gold leaf in here and we've got marble, so you want to have enough top coat so you don't see it. Change. Top coat is really like, it's one of the last steps, but it is very important that it is applied properly. Change. Gold leaf which was loose, so take a wipe, clean your top coat. You don't want to bring that into your top coat. Change. And then I will be able to show you the final results in a second. I actually really enjoyed the set, like such a nice design connection. Change. Here I've got some pitting holes and I've got always on my desk like a wee tweezer, guys. And what I sometimes need to do it is take a tweezer and just go and kind of remove the dust particles which are stocked in there, so the top coat can run inside and it can clean them off. You can see it, they are much better. There we are, they're gone. So that's again another tip. Change. And then on the thumb, also because we have blended everything so well, we are gonna have just a top coat around the cuticle area, so later on when the nails grow, you don't see the growth, there is no jump, nothing catchy, less risk of the lifting as well. Okay, I like it to have just a top coat in there. Change. That's my right hand cooked, so I'm just gonna clean them so slightly. We will go and wash my client's hands before I apply the cuticle oil. I'm just using sensitive skin baby wipes to clean the dust. First clean like of the dust, then we go and wash the client's hands, and then we apply the cuticle oil, and then we take a thumbnail picture. I show you the other hand as well, but that's how this set has turned out. I hope guys you have really enjoyed it. I'm sending you huge glittery hugs and looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye!